Hello, my name is Kathy Holman, and I'm an affiliate spiritual director at Ignatius House Retreat Center in Atlanta, Georgia. Our scripture today finds us with Jesus, Peter, James, and John as they descend the mountain after the transfiguration. Returning to the other disciples who were gathered at the foot of the mountain, they find a crowd of people, including some scribes, in an argument. When the crowd notices Jesus, they run to welcome him. As Jesus asks them what the argument is about, a desperate man comes out of the crowd, pleading with Jesus to heal his demon-possessed son. The man explains that he brought his son to the disciples for healing, but they were not able to cast the demon out. A bit dismayed, Jesus looks at his disciples, perhaps with a slight shake of his head, and says, "O faithless generation, how long am I to be with you? How long am I to bear with you?" And then he asks the son to be brought to him. At the son's return, Jesus questions the distraught father, how long has he had this demon? And the father explains that the boy has suffered from the childhood and that he was nearly lost his life twice, once having been thrown into a fire and once nearly drowned in water. He fears this demon is determined to destroy his son. And then he pleads with Jesus, "If you can do anything, have pity on us and help us." Now, in my imagination, I see a soft smile on Jesus' face as he replies, "If I can?" All things are possible to him who believe. And then the well-known response of the Father, "I believe, help my unbelief." At that, Jesus notices the crowd coming closer. He rebukes the unclean spirit and commands it never to come to the son again. The son convulses and passes out, and the crowd pronounces him dead. But Jesus takes his son by the hand and sends him on his way. In Luke's accounting of this healing, he says that Jesus rebuked the unclean spirit, healed the boy, and gave him back to his father. I find this to be a tender story, a story of love of a father for his son, the story of God's love for us through the compassion and humanity of Jesus. It's a story of two healings. The Father asked Jesus to have pity on the two of them, heal his son, and help his unbelief. The son was very obviously and publicly healed. And what about the Father? What about the Father's unbelief? What helps our unbelief? Deeper trust, closer relationship, growing love? I think yes to all three. But how is our belief made concrete? How is it realized? Through witness. We believe what we see. As we experience the miraculous or the tragic, we look for the support of eyewitness. We say, "I'll believe it when I see it." Jesus healed the son in the presence of the boy's father. The father became an eyewitness to the healing power of God. That's belief. And the three of them, the Son, the Father, and Jesus, they were surrounded by a crowd of witnesses so that all would believe. As we move toward Lent, Good Friday, and Easter, let us be witnesses to all that this season holds for us. The betrayal, Jesus' agony in Gethsemane, the arrest, the trial, the denials, the torture, Jesus' death on the cross, than the fear of the disciples and the resurrection and the joy, all of it. God invites us to be eyewitnesses so that all will believe.